Hi my little psychos! Today I've done bugger all. Yes, I got up, I played some game, I got tired, I went and napped, and I'm about to do dinner. Yeah. The hair's doing its own thing again. Because I am about to do dinner, I am going to go and do some Japanese food. So yeah, you'll get to see some Japanese food-ish. Kinda. Yeah, see you in a bit. Bye! Well, I want to get started on dinner, but I can't. I have absolutely not a clue where the bits I need are, because they've been tidied away, and then someone else has moved them, and then they've been teleported to the fucking 5th dimension. All I need is fucking sugar and rice. Yeah, I've been wandering around like an idiot trying to find them, and they have completely vanished because they're not in the kitchen where they should be. Only bloody 2 things I need to start dinner, and they're both missing. Not happy. See you in a bit. So we are going to start by making the uiro. This that is there, and it is a double portion. So we are going to need 200 grams of rice flour, that's just plain old rice flour, 140 grams of sugar, any sugar will do. Now we add flavour. I use cherry blossom tea, loose green tea from Whithards, it is so tasty. We put that in 450 ml of boiling water, and I've added a little bit of food colouring as well. Then we run it through a sieve into our dry mix. Make sure all the tea leaves don't get mixed in, but if you are using a flavouring that doesn't include any lumps or bumps, then you can just skip this step. Next we want to stir it all together, get all of those lumps out, make sure it's completely smooth. Next we want to get the rice ready for our onigiri, so we pop the rice into the rice cooker with some water. Close down the lid, and then try and remember how to work the rice cooker. No, not that button. No, wait, yeah, that button, and press start. Next, I'm gonna go back to the uiro and get that poured into a flat bottom dish so it cooks all nice and evenly when it's in the microwave. I'm gonna scrape out the bowl as well to get every last drop because this stuff is addictive and delicious and I need all of it. I'm going to cover it with a bit of cling film, but make sure I leave gaps at the edges to let the steam escape and not build up too much. I'm going to pop it into the microwave and try not to spill it everywhere. And then I'm going to put it on for 7 minutes, but this turned out to be a little bit too long for my 800 watt microwave. So yeah, it turned out a little bit overcooked, but it still turned out really nice. It was just a bit dry on top. Underneath was still fine. It looks really dry as is, but that's just because of the rice flour. It turns it to a powdery look on top, but it's really creamy underneath anyway. And it's a bit jelly-like, so it's super delicious. But we need to let this cool. So I'm going to get started with the curries portion of the meal. This is Japanese curry paste, and I've got about 3 to 4 tablespoons in this little pan of water. Now this is cold water, so it is looking all chunky and weird at the minute because it has to heat up from cold, and as it does that it thickens and becomes a really thick pasty sauce. Japanese curry sauce is a lot different from Indian. It is milder and they tend to use some different herbs and spices, so it tastes different as well. Next I'm going to pour in some water for the ramen broth. I'm going to add in this little sachet of finito seasoning. It is a fish stock seasoning, so it is like a smoked fish flavour. Then I'm going to add some of this, I don't know what it's called. It is a pork soup base. I have no idea the name of it, but we kind of like it, so we keep buying it. Then of course some garlic, because everything we eat has to have garlic in it. We are addicted. Then I'm going to add in a sprinkling of nori, which is seaweed. This is very fine chopped up version of nori. It's like a little bit like how you would get dried parsley. Now I'm going to crush up some bonito flakes. This is how bonito normally comes. This is like very thinly shaved, dry, smoked fish. So I'm going to crush them up, some added flavour. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of miso as well. Normally I don't add in all of these flavours at once, but today I felt like adding pork, fish and miso, which is fermented bean paste. So yeah, it doesn't sound great if you're not used to the flavours, but trust me, it tastes awesome. You get addicted to ramen very easily. And of course this is cold water, so it doesn't look appetizing yet, but trust me, it will. So now we're going to chop up some veggies. First we have some mushrooms, and then we have some teeny tiny carrots that I'm slicing up. And finally we have some tender stem broccoli. I'm just cutting off the florets. We're going to take some of them veggies and we're going to put them into our curry sauce. Make sure all the veggies are covered, and we're going to let them cook in the heat of the curry sauce and soften up until they are done. Next, to a frying pan, I am going to add in some toasted sesame oil and heat it up. Then I'm going to add in the rest of the mushroom slices that we had. Once they've cooked off a little bit, I'm going to add in some garlic powder, just a sprinkling all over, quite a bit actually, because we really love our garlic. Gonna mix that all in. Then I'm gonna add some more toasted sesame oil, because mushrooms really like to drink up that oil. Then I'm gonna let them fry off a little bit. Then I'm gonna add in the rest of our carrots and the broccoli as well. I'm just going to let these fry off a little bit, let them sweat down until they're nice and soft. And once the carrots are soft, then I'm going to take them off the heat and put them onto one side. Now that our sushi rice is all nice and cooked and steaming hot, we need to put in our sushi rice vinegar. Now I'm not sure how much I put in, I'm just going to say a lot because I like a lot of sushi rice vinegar in my sushi rice. I do actually go back and put more in later on. And then we need to mix it all up with the paddle and make sure it is thoroughly mixed in to make sure that the sushi rice is sticky enough. Now we need to separate out the sushi rice because I need some for onigiri and some for the curry. So I'm just going to pile some on the plate to cool down a little bit. Here we have the nori strips for the onigiri. The normal size strips are too big. I want to do mini, so I'm cutting it in half. And yeah, trying to do mini onigiri is a challenge. So I'm going to wet my hands, because working with sushi rice you need very wet hands, otherwise it will stick. As you can see there, I have not wet my hands enough. And I had a lot of difficulty shaping them at a smaller size than normal, because it was a lot difficult to get the pressure right and get the shape right. So this bit took a little while, so I'm gonna just cut it right here until I'm done. So here we have the first little mini onigiri. I'm gonna wet my hands again, completely thoroughly this time. And then I'm going to grab a hunk more, and then I'm going to go right into the second one and carry on until I run out of rice. And there is the last mini onigiri. So now I'm going to take the little mini nori sheets and I'm going to wrap it around the bum of the onigiri, just cover up its little behind. I'm not entirely sure why they do this. I think it is so you can keep your hands clean while you're eating them, but mine are a little bit too short to wrap up the sides enough. after I've wrapped the nori sheets around, I'm just going to put some furikake in my hand. A furikake is a rice seasoning from Japan, and this one is bonito, nori, and sesame, so that is fish, seaweed, and sesame. And you can get all different flavors. There is salmon, there is egg, there is just plain seaweed. You can get all different kinds. I think there's even plum. The only ones I've found so far are the seaweed and the bonito, which is the fish one. So I'm going to dip all of the onigiri in the seasoning. Next we put the ramen into the boiling water to cook. And this is Naruto maki, which is the little swirly fish cake that you put in your ramen. It is basically crab stick in a pretty pan, and it is frozen. That's why John is having a hard time trying to cut through it. But we steam it to cook it, and then you pop it on top of your ramen, and it looks very cute, and it's so hard to buy. Here I am preparing the bowls for the ramen. I'm just putting in some miso paste in the bottom, and I am putting in some toasted sesame oil now. And now I am finishing it off with a little bit of wasabi paste. Next I put in the noodles, the piping hot ramen noodles, the very sticky piping hot ramen noodles. Then I pour in the hot broth. I can't say broth. Damn TH words. Then I start laying on the toppings. I, for some reason, started with the Naruto maki. I have no idea why. You usually put that on last. Then I put in the veggies. And next I am putting in goose that we had left over. We had a roast goose. So I am putting in lots and lots of strips of goose. Now I am putting the katsu curry on top of the rice. As you can see, it's thickened up a lot. It is really thick. I had to spread it on the rice. It was that thick.
So here we have ramen. It looks a bit bad because all the veggies are in together, and then normally I'll spread out. So yeah. And then we have some curry with some veggies in it and some sushi rice. And then we have some teeny tiny onigiris. So that's this dinner. And then we will be doing the pudding and probably matcha tea for dessert. So we'll see you then. So we have this, which is the uiro that I made. It is a little overcooked, but it should be okay. So squishy. And it tastes so good because I made it with the cherry blossom green tea, which is amazing. And then we have that matcha powder. And this is my first time trying the matcha powder. And dropping the lid. Can't really get the whisk in these. Can't make it foamy because I've done it too far. This one a little less full, and then I'll fill it up. It's only tiny. There isn't enough room to make the bubbles. I ate too much, and then I ate too much uiro, and then we had matcha. We watched matcha tea ceremonies. We went doing that. I'm going to try and do that for a video though. I'm going to study the tea ceremony so I can do one. But now, I'm going to end this vlog because it's
a new day and a new vlog for the new day. So yeah, anyway, I will leave it here and I will see you in the next video, and I will say bye.